Let's pray. Almighty God, who in your wisdom and goodness have appointed the offices of leaders and legislative assemblies for the welfare of society and the just government of the people, we beseech you to behold with your abundant favor as your servants, whom you have been pleased to call to the performance of important trust in this republic. Let your blessings descend upon us here assembled, and grant that we treat and consider all matters that shall come under our deliberation in so just and faithful a manner as to promote your honor and glory, and to advance the peace, prosperity, and welfare of our country and of those whose interest you have committed to our charge. Amen. Good afternoon, members. Welcome to this afternoon sitting. The clerk, you may take us off.
Order number 1, administration of oath.
Next order.
Order number 2, communication from the chair.
Next order.
Order number 3, messages.
Next order.
Order number 4, petitions.
Next order.
Order number 5, papers.
May I invite Honorable Nicholas Nzioka, leader of Majority Party, to come forward and lay down some papers.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I wish to lay the following papers on the table of the Assembly today, Wednesday, 13th March 2024. 1, the third report of Committee on Selection, on Nomination and Substitution of Members to Committees. 2, reports of the Auditor General on 1, Machakos County Assembly Housing and Car Loan Scheme Fund, staff for the year ended 30th June 2023. Number 2, Machakos County Assembly Housing and Car Loan Scheme Fund for the year ended 30th June 2023. 3, County Assembly of Machakos for the year ended 30th June 2023. Number 4, Receiver of Revenue, County Government of Machakos for the year ended 30th June 2023. 5, County Revenue Fund, County Government of Machakos for the year ended 30th June 2023. Number 6, Machakos County Executive and Chief Officers Car Loan and Mortgage Scheme for the year ended 30th June 2023. And number 7, County Executive of Machakos for the year ended 30th June 2023. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. Those papers are committed. The Auditor General's reports are committed to the Public Accounts and Investment Committee. Thank you. May I as well invite Honorable Vincent Motier, Chairperson Health and Emergency Services Committee, to come forward and lay a paper. Honorable Motier. Proceed, Honorable Majority.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I will hold brief for the Chair, Honorable Vincent Motier, that's Chair, Health and Emergency Services Committee. Honorable Speaker, I wish to lay the following paper on the table of the Assembly today, Wednesday, 13th March 2023. That is a report of the Health and Emergency Services Committee on status of Machakos Level 5 Hospital. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Majority Leader. Next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
May I invite Honorable Nicholas Nzioka, leader of Majority Party, to come forward and give a notice of motion.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I wish to move the motion that I wish to give notice of motion that notwithstanding the resolution of the Assembly made on 4th October 2022 and 11th November 2022, that is approval of committee's membership, and pursuant to Standing Order 152 Sub-Order 2, this Honorable House approves the nomination and substitution of members to committees as contained in the third report of Committee on Selection on Nomination and Substitution of Members to Committees and as specified in the scheduled annexed to the order paper. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Member. You can as well, Honorable Majority, you can as well give a notice on behalf of Honorable Vincent Motier for the Health and Emergency Services.
Most obliged, Madam Speaker. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to Standing Order 190, Sub-Order 5, I wish to give notice of motion that this Honorable House adopts the report of Health and Emergency Services Committee on status of Machakos Level 5 Hospital laid on the table of the House on Wednesday, 13th March 2024. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. Next order.
Order number 7, statements.
May I invite Honorable Nicholas Nzioka, Majority Leader, to come forward and give a statement.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Honorable Speaker, the House Business Committee met today, 13th March 2024, to prioritize business for the House as forwarded by committees and honorable members pursuant to the provision of Standing Order 151, Sub-Order 6D. The committee balloted business as follows. Wednesday afternoon, 13th March 2024 at 2:30 p.m. A. Response to a statement on operationalization of Kangundo Bus Park by the Honorable Brian Kisila. B. Report of Selection Committee on Nomination and Substitution of Members to Committees by the Honorable Nicholas Nzioka. Tuesday morning, 19th March 2024 at 10 a.m. Report of the Health and Emergency Services Committee on the status of Machakos Level 5 Hospital by the Honorable Vincent Motier. Tuesday afternoon, 19th March 2024 at 2:30 p.m. A. Report of Auditor General on receiver of revenue financial statements for financial year 2021-2022 by the Honorable Philip Ndolo. Wednesday morning, 20th March 2024 at 10 a.m. Report of the Finance and Revenue Collection Committee on inquiry on the state of revenue collection within the county by the Honorable Francis Kitaka. Wednesday afternoon, 20th March 2024 at 2:30 p.m. A. Response to a statement on safety of employees at Golden Africa Kenya Limited by the Honorable Joshua Mwanga. B. Motion on establishment of youth centers and sports incubation centers by the Honorable Anastasia Mutevu. Tuesday morning, 9 April 2024 at 10 a.m. A. Report of Auditor General on the financial statements of Machakos County Bursary Fund for the year ended 30th June 2022, which is continuation of debate by the Honorable Philip Ndolo. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. At this point, I wish to invite Honorable Brian Kisila, Chairperson, Decentralized Unit and County Administration Committee, to come forward and give a response to a request made by Honorable Dixon Maundu. You're welcome, Honorable Brian.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. My name is Brian Kisila. Sorry, Madam Speaker, my laptop is. The chair, decentralized unit. I'm here to read a statement, to respond to a statement by Mheshimiwa Kava on status of Kangundo bus terminus. Honorable Speaker, a statement was sought by Honorable Dixon Maundu on what the county is doing to ensure the Kangundo town bus terminus is fully operationalized. He sought a statement. The sought statement was conveyed to the Roads, Transport and Public Works Department via letter dated MKCA Volume 1, 20th February. The letter was responded through a letter reference as above, conveying the following. 1. Kangundo Bus Park was constructed in 1990 by the World Bank during Tala Kangundo Council and was later upgraded to its current status in later years. It has a capacity of 25 vehicles according to the subdivisions of the slots. It is well lit at night with the Mulkamwizi at the entrance. The business community has installed a few stores around the bus park. There is a washroom block that requires to be operationalized. The county government of MACHAKOS, through the Department of Roads, Transport, Public Works, is aware of the situation of the bus park. That the department is also aware how non-operationalization has negative impact on the business, community, and the economy of the county in general. The county government is also aware that the bus park is neglected over the time and to some extent vandalized, some steel structures covering the drainages. Madam Speaker, that Kangundo commuters are dropped at Tala from different picking points and incur extra costs to Kangundo by borders, even as late hours, greatly affecting women, children, persons living with disabilities. In the effort to curb the problem, the department, through the county executive committee member, has approved letters of no objection to several SACCOs, mandating them to terminate at Kangundo Bus Park as per NTSA requirement. The routes are distributed on demand by County Transport and Safety Committee, where CCM, Roads, Transport and Public Works is a chairperson. The department over time has interrogated the chairpersons of SACCOs authorized to terminate at the bus park and has captured some challenges. One, they have tried severally to pick and drop at the bus park, and every time the community does not cooperate or they lack awareness and still borders to Tala, and eventually they give up due to losses in business. Number two, the SACCOs mandated to operate Nairobi Kangundo Road terminate at Tala, with the exception of a few who end up their day at Kangundo. Three, the SACCOs at Tala bus terminus are the same ones that have been given extension routes to Kangundo and try to block other SACCOs from the route due to fear of competition. Way forward, the department intends to, 1, compel the SACCOs to drop and pick from Kangundo Bus Park, failure to which their routes are revoked. 2, enforce picking and dropping from the bus park. 3, organize sensitization awareness meetings between residents, business community, county government, and administration of Kangundo sub-county. 4, operationalize the toilet at the bus park. 5, replace the vandalized steel. 6, relaunch the operationalization of the bus park with the circles in operation. Madam Speaker, I must say that this report was actually supposed to be coming from Department of Roads, and should have gone to the Roads Committee, but because you gave that direction, I felt it wise that we can still answer to the statement and agree on the way forward. I've also talked to the CCM Roads, and she has agreed we have a meeting, a joint meeting between the circles, Department of Roads, and Mheshimiwa Dixon at the bus park, so that we can try and resolve this matter once and for all. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Brian. Before I invite Honorable Dixon Maundu to come and confirm whether the response is satisfactory, may I invite comments from members of the House? Any comments, members? We have no comments from members. Honorable Dixon Maundu, come forward and say whether the response is okay. Is it satisfactory to your best knowledge?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. My name is Dixon Maundu, representing the great people of Kangundo, Central Ward. Today, Honorable Speaker, is my happiest day since I came to this assembly. And the reason is because before the people of Kangundo Central Ward voted for me, this was one of the promises that I made to them, that once I get into this house, I will make sure that the people of Kangundo are neither dropped nor picked from Tala Market. Honorable Speaker, I want to admit that the report read by Honorable Kisila is correct, is perfect. I agree with it totally, because those were the issues that has been affecting the people of Kangundo Central Ward, and to extension, the people from Katri, Mwala, and Kavuluko, for that matter, so that they can get transport as well as just the same as the other people are getting their rights of transport. Honorable Speaker, allow me to point out just a few things according to the statement that was responded by Honorable Kisila. And to start with, I want to talk about the latrine or the washrooms that are situated as the bus park. Honorable Speaker, you will agree with me that managing washrooms of a public nature is not an easy task. And for this matter, I want to plead with the authorities that they may privatize the washrooms as the bus park to make it viable and clean for the community to use. Having said that, Honorable Speaker, I want again to turn to the challenges that
Are you satisfied with the statement or you are not? Honorable?
Honorable Speaker, I started by saying I am satisfied with the statement, only that I was picking a few items from the same.
How now? You are satisfied? You want to bring challenges, and what else do you want to bring?
Honorable
Add
Speaker,
more.
Honorable Speaker, I only added a few on the challenges that the committee has gone through. I was only trying to pinpoint.
All right.
And if I stand guided, if that is not allowed, then I am satisfied with the report as it is. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
All right. Let's proceed. Next order.
Order number 8, motion, approval of report of Committee on Selection on Nomination and Substitution of Members in Committees.
May I invite Honorable Nicholas Nzioka, Leader of Majority, and the Chairperson of Selection Committee to come forward and move the motion.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, my name is Nicholas Nzioka, MCA Machakos Central Ward, Leader of the Majority and the Chairperson of the Selection Committee. Honorable Speaker, I wish to move the motion that, notwithstanding the resolution of the Assembly made on 4th October 2022 and 11th November 2022, that is approval of committees membership, and pursuant to Standing Order 152, Sub-Order 2, this Honorable House approves the nomination and substitution of members to committees as contained in the third report of Committee on Selection and Nomination, on nomination and substitution of members of committees and as specified in the schedule annexed to the order paper. Mr. Speaker, I wish to call the Honorable Deputy Speaker to second the motion.
Thank you, Honorable Member. Deputy Speaker.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Stephen Mother representing the great people of Kalakala. Madam Speaker, I do second the motion.
Thank you very much, Deputy Speaker. I now propose the question that, notwithstanding the resolution of the Assembly made on the 4th October 2022 and 11th November 2022, that is approval of committee membership, and pursuant to Standing Order 152, Sub-Order 2, this Honorable House approves the nomination and substitution of members to the committees as contained in the third report of Committee on Selection, on Nomination, and substitution of members to committees, and as specified in the schedule annexed to the order paper. Before I invite members to debate this motion, I wish to invite the mover to highlight on the report.
Again, thank you, Madam Speaker. This is the third report of Committee on Selection, on Nomination and Substitution of Members to Committees. It is dated 13th March 2024. If you allow me, Madam Speaker, I'm just going to do the preface, mandate of the committee,
Yes.
and then background, and then recommendation.
You may proceed that way.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The preface, establishment of the committee, that is the selection committee. The Committee on Selection is one of the select committees of the County Assembly established pursuant to Standing Order number 152, Sub-Order 1, which provides that there shall be a select committee to be designated selection committee consisting the leader of the majority party, who shall be the chairperson, the leader of the minority party, and not less than 7 and not more than 11 other members, who shall be nominated by assembly parties and approved by the House. The mandate of the committee. The mandate of the committee is provided for under Standing Order 152, Suborder 2, and states that the Committee on Selection shall nominate or substitute members to serve in committees, save for the membership of the House Business Committee and the Committee on Appointments. I won't read the membership or the secretariat because we know they exist. The background, nomination and substitution of members to committees. Article 124, Sub-Article 1 of the Constitution provides that each House of Parliament may establish committees and shall make standing orders for the orderly conduct of its proceedings, including the proceeding of its committees. Section 14, subsection 1 of the County Government Acts provides that a county assembly, A, may make standing orders consistent with the Constitution and this act regulating the procedure of the county assembly, including, in particular, orders for the proper conduct of proceedings, and B, subject to standing orders, under paragraph A, may establish committees in such a manner and for such general or special purposes as it considers fit, and regulate the procedure of any committee so established. Further, Section 14(4) of the County Government Acts provides that the County Assembly shall, in establishing committee under this section, ensure that each member of the County Assembly is appointed to at least one committee. Standing Order 152, Suborder 2, provides that the Committee on Selection shall nominate or substitute members to serve in committees, save for the membership of the House Business Committee and Committee on Appointments. Standing Order 153 provide for nomination of members to select committees as follows. 1. Unless otherwise provided by any written law or these standing orders, the Committee on Selection shall, in consultation with assembly parties, nominate members who shall serve on a select committee. 2. The Committee on Selection shall give consideration to the need for gender balance and shall, so far as is practicable, ensure that no more than 2/3 of membership of a committee, including a committee established through a resolution of the House, are of the same gender. 3. A vacancy occasioned by the resignation or removal of a member from a select committee shall be filled within 14 days of the vacancy. 4. A member against whom an adverse recommendation has been made in a report of a select committee that has been adopted by the Assembly shall be ineligible for nomination as member of that committee. Further, Standing Order 154 provides for criteria for nomination as follows. In nominating members to serve on a select committee, the selection committee shall ensure that the membership of each committee reflects relative majorities of seats held by each of the assembly parties in the assembly. 2. Despite paragraph 1, a member belonging to a party other than an assembly party or independent member may be nominated to serve in a select committee, and the allocation of membership of select committees shall be as nearly as practicable proportional to the number of members belonging to such parties and independent members. 3. Except as the Assembly may otherwise resolve, on recommendation of the Committee of Selection for reason to be stated, no member shall be appointed to serve in more than 2 sectoral committees. In addition, Standing Order 155 provides for approval of nomination as follows. 1. The Selection Committee shall, within 7 days upon nomination of members to serve in any committee of the House, present the list to the House for approval. 2. Whenever a motion for approval of a list under paragraph 1 is moved in the House, no objection against the proposed membership of a member in a select committee shall be permitted, and objections, if any, shall be formulated against the proposed membership as a whole. 3, a member shall not be a member of a committee of the House unless the nomination of such a member into the committee is approved by the House. Further, Understanding Order number 156 provides for discharge of a member from a committee. The Assembly Party, 1, the Assembly Party that nominated a member to a select committee may discharge a member from a select committee after according the member an opportunity to be heard. 2, the Assembly Party whip of the party that nominated the member to a select committee shall give notice in writing accompanied with evidence that the affected member was heard. I think so. There's a mistake there, was heard. 3, the Speaker shall, within 3 days of receipt of the notice under paragraph 2, inform the member of the notice, and the discharge shall take effect forthwith. Madam Speaker, I proceed with nomination and balancing of members to committees, if you permit that.
I proceed.
The Committee on Selection held a meeting on 12 March 2024, and pursuant to Standing Order number 152, Suborder 2, nominated and substituted members in committees. The major purpose of this exercise was to nominate members to committees that fell vacant following the demise of the Honorable Gideon Kavo of Momboni North Ward. In addition, the exercise was to enhance efficiency and add value on the business in the House. The carrying out of this exercise was in consultation with assembly parties and members of other parties. The committee nominated the following members to serve in committees that were being served by the late Honorable Gideon Kavo of Momboni North Ward. A, Agriculture Committee, the Honorable Marcin Jagi. B, Labor, Public Service and ICT Committee, the Honorable Dixon Maundu. Culture and Tourism, the Honorable Evelyn Zeki. D, Implementation Committee, the Honorable Boniface Maeke. The committee further undertook substitution of members in committees as shown in table. Excuse me. The committee further undertook substitution of members in committees as shown in table 3.1 below hereby. Members in column 3 substituted with members in column 4. Number 1, in the Committee of Trade, Planning and Industrialization, Honorable Boniface Maeke was substituted by the Honorable D. Kivuva. Number 2, in the Committee of Education and Social Services, the Honorable Grace Bahati was substituted by the Honorable Irene Molu. Number 3, in the Committee of Transport, Roads and Public Works, the Honorable Nicholas Nzioka was substituted by the Honorable Grace Bahati. Number 4, Justice Legal Affairs Committee, the Honorable Vincent Mutie was substituted by the Honorable Daniel Moindi, and the Honorable Grace Bahati was substituted by the Honorable Nicholas Nzioka. In the Committee of Agriculture, the Honorable Boniface Maeke was substituted by the Honorable Grace Bahati. The Committee of Environment and Natural Resources, the Honorable Boniface Maeke was substituted by the Honorable Catherine Moya. The Committee of Health and Emergency Services, the Honorable Ndi Kivuva was substituted by the Honorable Rosina Kanini, and the Honorable Matthew Ndunda was substituted by the Honorable Catherine Che. In the Committee of Social Welfare and Sports, the Honorable Phoebe Koki was substituted by the Honorable Constant Mbula. The Committee of Lands and Energy, the Honorable Daniel Mwindi was substituted with the Honorable Vincent Mutie. The Committee of Devolution and Intergovernmental Relations, the Honorable Constant Mbula was substituted with the Honorable Phoebe Koke. In the Committee of Delegated Legislation, the Honorable Boniface Maeke was substituted with the Honorable Stephen Mwandhi. Committee recommendations. Pursuant to Standing Order number 155, the committee recommends that the House, A, approves the appointment of members nominated to the following committees as contained in this report. 1. Agriculture. 2. Labor, Public Service and ICT. 3. Culture and Tourism. And 4. Implementation. And B. Approves the appointment of members substituted to the following committees as contained in this report and as shown in Table 3.1. Number 1, Trade, Economic Planning and Industrialization. 2, Education and Social Services. 3, Transport, Roads and Public Works. 4, Justice and Legal Affairs. 5, Agriculture. 6, Environment and Natural Resources. 7, Health and Emergency Services. 8, Social Welfare and Sports. 9, Lands and Energy. 10, Devolution and Intergovernmental Relations. And 11, Delegated Legislation. Madam Speaker, that is the report that was prepared and adopted by the Committee on Selection, and it is before this House seeking approval. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Majority Leader. May I now, at this point, invite members to debate this motion? The floor is yours, members. Anybody? Honorable Douglas, then Honorable Gunga, then Honorable Mike. Thank you. In that order.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'm a member of the said Select Committee on Selection, and I attended the foresaid meeting yesterday, whereby some of the members were discharged from committees other than what the majority leader has instituted as substitution. Madam Speaker, in this reference, I stand in regard to Standing Order number 156B. Standing Order number 156, discharge of a member from a committee. And in reference, I have my brother, Honorable Boniface Maeke, who has been discharged.
Point of information, Madam Speaker.
Point of information.
Madam Speaker, please guard me. I don't want to be informed. I sat with the DS in the same committee. I gave the same information. And then,
Honorable Member, Honorable Douglas.
Madam Speaker, please guard me. I don't want to be informed. I sat in the committee with the DS.
I have given him an opportunity to inform.
Guard me, Madam Speaker. I don't need to be informed.
Have a seat. Take your seat, Honorable Douglas.
Madam Speaker, please guard me. I was in the same committee with the DS. We argued on the same matter for more than 1.5 hours.
I did not argue with you, Honorable Member.
What I'm saying.
Kindly,
have a seat.
I
We
think
can't all
information.
be talking. All of us can't be talking.
Oh yes. Yeah, Madam Speaker, I think according to what the Honorable Majority Leader read from the report is that there is a Standing Order number 152 that is not ready to go to read. He is always running on to Standing Order number 156. And Madam Speaker, Standing Order number 152 gives the selection committee the mandate to do what it has done. So I'm seeing nothing wrong with the selection committee having done that. Owing to the fact that, or maybe if need be, I can read the area where the selection committee or where majority leader read that in less than 7, there shall be a select committee to be designated selection committee consisting of the leader of majority party, who shall be the chairperson, the leader of the majority minority party and the leader of the minority party and not less than 7 and not more than 11 other members, or shall be, and it is important for the member to note that this is shall be nominated by the assembly parties and approved by the assembly. Madam Speaker, what this means is that the members will be sitting in the selection committee are members drawn from the various parties, assembly parties, that should do that should nominate and substitute members from committee 1, committee 2. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Member. Honorable Douglas.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
The section that has substituted these
Madam Speaker.
Excuse me. Have a seat, I'm making a ruling. The section that is being relied on, Honorable Member, is order number 152, suborder 2. The Committee on Selection shall nominate or substitute members to serve in committees, save for the membership of the House Business Committee and Committee on Appointment. That is the section of our standing order that has been relied on, and it talks about substituting, not discharging. So these are two different things, and therefore I say with this section, we are not talking about substitute. We are not talking about discharging, we are talking about substituting.
Maybe just a point of order, Madam Speaker.
We are in order.
Maybe just a point of order, Madam Speaker.
Which order you are relying on?
Madam Speaker,
yeah.
Please allow me to say what I need to say. Madam Speaker, the Bible is a book that constitutes about 66 books. And when we start, there's a book of Genesis all the way to the book of the Revelation.
Which
Madam
order are you relying on?
I am relying
on the Bible.
on the Bible plus our stand. I was actually coming to that, Madam Speaker, to say that the Bible that, Madam Speaker, you have just looked at, those are our standing orders, just like the Bible. It has pages that start from where the Speaker has been given a lot of mandate to run this assembly. It has all the mandates that are given to these committees, to the members, the leadership, everything. Madam Speaker, there is one verse in the Bible that says, and Jesus cried. And Jesus, is wept or wept? If we relied on that one verse, Madam Speaker, the Bible would be a very miserable book. But the same book says there was joy in very many lands, Madam Speaker. If you look at what Honorable Douglas is attempting,
no, we are not getting
saying,
there.
Madam, just allow me to say this because,
Member,
Madam Speaker,
we are not going to get there again. I have made a ruling on that matter. I've made a ruling, Honorable Member.
Since you don't want to go into an next
Standing
Madam
orders
Speaker,
are very clear. Once the Speaker makes a ruling, you don't go back to
I
that
just wanted
step.
to ask members, just because we are talking about selection committee, Madam Speaker, the truth of the matter is that 152, 153, 155, 156 are talking about one and the same thing. It gives the committee on selection. It gives the committee on selection the powers. It also gives the members the right.
Honorable Ngunga, you are out of order.
I sit down.
Thank you. Members, can I have...
May I continue, Madam Speaker?
No, I've made a ruling on your issue.
I was not through with my submission, please.
I've made a ruling. Honorable Member, don't you understand what I'm saying?
Madam Speaker, I'm requesting you continue because
you can't.
The Honorable DS interrupted as I made my statement.
Our standing orders don't allow that. Thank you.
Let me make my contribution, Madam Speaker. I was supposed to be in number
We
two.
are done with your case as well.
No,
Honorable member.
I was on a point of order. I was supposed to speak after Mheshimiwa Douglas. You gave him, isn't it so? Yeah, I think, and Madam Speaker, I guess.
It's a contribution.
It's a
not-
contribution. Of course, I'm debating the report. I want to debate on the report that the leader of
Okay,
majority has just
proceed,
tabled to us.
proceed.
So, Madam Speaker, I think it will also be nice for us to set ground rules properly so that when an honorable member stands to speak here, he is accorded the proper airtime to be able to navigate his ideas. You know, Madam Speaker, when it becomes such a bit bedeviling, when a member wants to say this and is guided this way, because we need to cultivate the art of debating. And the art of debating is in terms of coercing members to look at it the way you look at it at that particular moment. Madam Speaker, I was standing order saying that a member should be accorded 10 minutes uninterrupted.
That is okay.
Yes.
But when a member starts deviating from the subject matter, what is the speaker supposed to do?
That member is
To
wasting,
direct the member the
he's
correct
wasting
way,
his time.
which I have done.
The member will be wasting his time. He has not contributed. But for this particular one, Madam, I wanted to be on the point. And my point is, I want to refer to the issue of Honorable Boniface Maeke, who is a member of County Assembly from Kalama Ward. If you have been keen to listen to that report, there is one thing that, Madam Speaker, you still have to make a ruling about, the difference between discharging and substituting. That is actually a very serious word that you'll need because, in my opinion, it is read to mean substituting and discharging are one and the same thing. Madam Speaker, Honorable Maeke was sitting in the Committee on Delegated Legislation. He has been substituted with Honorable DS. That is okay. But the same thing is that, Madam Speaker, Honorable Maeke has been discharged because he's no longer going to be a member of that committee.
Point of information,
So then-
Madam Speaker.
so then,
Point
Madam-
of information.
So then, Madam, I have read the name of Maeke in this report 4 times.
Let honorable member.
I have read the name of Honorable Maeke 4 times. Madam Speaker, the standing order that you have refused to listen to says that when a member is substituted or discharged or whatever, there will be need to consult that member whether he is going to be comfortable in the committee that the leadership would so wish to substitute him to. Now, Honorable Speaker, and Mr. Honorable Maeke has been moved 4 times. That means he either has no committee or one committee. The culture in this house has the issue of equity. When we came in here, Madam Speaker, we set some sort of a trend where, Madam Speaker, if I might refer you, Honorable Kisila did not have a committee as a committee. And we created 2 committees so that members are accommodated, so that members can have equitable committees. And most of us here are 4 committees. Madam Speaker, the big brother syndrome is a big one, is a bad one. Honorable Maeke comes from the party of CCU. He might not have anybody to protect him. And in this juncture, I want to thank the minority leader, the leader of Mandela Chapchap, because there was a lot of consultation in our party, and members were consulted. That I want to thank you, Mheshimiwa leader, on. But in the case of Honorable Maeke, Madam Speaker, where is a party of two members? When the committee on selection sits there, Maeke is not represented and his party is not represented.
Point of
Are we
information.
supposed
Point of
to leave this
information,
member
Madam Speaker.
at the mercy?
Information.
Just a minute, Madam Speaker, let me just say this. Let me just say this, members. And please, members, let us learn to be
Taken.
tolerant.
Taken.
This is not an issue of life and death. You will still have your time. Madam
We
Speaker,
just want you to...
Madam Speaker, the question here is, members who are elected work through committees. When a member is discharged from committees and is left with one committee, how is he going to discharge his mandate in this house? How is that member going to discharge his mandate? You know, Madam Speaker, the wrong thing here is we cannot use the issue of committees to punish political differences. That is a bad thing. It is a bad trend. And I want to say these
Point
members.
of information, Madam
I want to
Speaker.
say these members as I plead.
Please,
Members,
point
I
of
want to say this
information.
as I plead. Today, it might be you in the right books. Tomorrow, it's going to be somebody else.
Honorable
Please,
Munga.
use the knife that you have.
Point of
properly.
information, Madam Speaker.
Taken. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I think the honorable member is misleading the House. Thank you. Our standing orders doesn't allow two people to be standing at the same time. Thank you. I think the honorable member is misleading the House on this part. He is alluding to the fact that the Honorable Mheshimiwa Maike comes from a party that doesn't constitute an assembly party in this House. Mheshimiwa was just given the committee slots of another assembly party, and he chose to abuse the privileges of that party that had donated. And we are kindly asking any other assembly party that is generous enough to, and if they feel that he's not being taken care of, for you, an assembly party that feels he's not being taken care of, please take care of him. As from the majority side, we donated generously. Our generosity has been abused and taken for granted, and we have chosen to take back our generosity.
Madam Speaker, I think he didn't inform me, neither did he enrich my debate, because he actually confirms what I was saying, that the big brother in this party, in this House, that is the majority party, is using their numbers to trample on the other small parties. And that's why I said, Madam Speaker, I want to plead with this House, so that we learn the idea of humility, tolerance, because when members differ out there, that war should not be brought in this House. We should not be able to use this House here to settle political scores. Because my question would be, you expunge this honorable member from all these committees and you give him one. Then, of course, what are you gaining in that? And what are you punished? I mean, where is the pain? Where is the pain in that? Other than the people that he represents, where is the pain? Where are you inflicting the pain in that, Mheshimiwa? So, Madam Speaker, as a leader and the mother in this House, as a mother of this House, Madam Speaker, you must ensure that our standing orders are there. You must ensure that there's fairness. You must ensure that what we do here, we do not use the big brother syndrome. Madam Speaker, this I will say without fear of contradiction. Today, members like Zora here, who are independent, they are constitutional in this House here. A member like Madam Zora here does not have a sister or a brother here. But the protection, our protection lies in that chair that, Madam Speaker, you are sitting on. It is your duty and responsibility, Madam Speaker, to ensure that there is fairness and equity in this House. It will be wrong for us to sit here and say that this report is fair. It has a spirit of, what is it? In fact, it infringes the Constitution. How can we be here, 60 of us, when we have 4 other members in this House here have 13 committees, and 1 member goes home with 1 committee? Surely, are we Christians? What are we thinking about? If you are saying that you donated, please, you should have asked other members to donate committees so that you read a fair committee to us.
Honorable member, your point is home. More contributions. Honorable Micah, yes, I had given you an opportunity, but restrict yourself to the debate. Don't get out of the debate.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I must say, people are crying very much on my behalf, but Jesus said, cry for yourselves, rather than crying for the behalf. I'm going to start, Madam Speaker, by saying, one, I want to thank the Committee on Selection that sat, and in their wisdom have brought out a very good report in their perception. And Madam Speaker, I'll not use a lot of time to speak, so I want to put a disclaimer that you protect me from many points of information, because I'm going to restrict myself from whatever is here. Madam Speaker.
Do you intend to take a lot of time?
No, short time, so that whoever is informing can inform him later. I'm just doing a disclaimer. So I usually lose my points when people disrupt me, Madam Speaker. And I've seen it happen before. Thank you, Madam Speaker, for protecting me in your heart. Now, Madam Speaker, I'll go ahead and straight to point number 7, where the County Assembly Governments Act provides that her County Assembly, 1, may make standing orders consistent with the Constitution, and these acts are regulating procedure to the assembly, including orders for proper conduct and proceedings. Madam Speaker, today we understand that, as the leader of minority always uses word lacuna, personally I feel today there is a lacuna before this house, because standing orders will not one day supersede the Constitution. Madam Speaker, you know very well our oversight role is so much put into the committees, into the House, and we know that oversight role, and you know how the committee plays a very major role in oversight. Madam Speaker, you're going to understand that when we were making those standing orders are a product of Committee on Privileges, if I stand to be get a procedure, which make and they guide the House. And Madam Speaker, today I don't have a problem even for members being removed out of the committee and personally be removed out of the committee. I don't have a problem with that. But for purposes of future, because we are here today and tomorrow, let's look in those standing orders so that we may ensure that in future we are not going to have such type of a lacuna where a member will come, because tomorrow I'm going to vie, and trust me, I'll choose a good party which will make us, and probably my party next, CCU, may be the majority leader, because God has all powers. And we've seen the trend. Today, it's Wiper. And Madam Speaker, I also thank the majority leader, because I had not known who had donated generously for me. And thank you very much. But also for point of information, Madam Speaker, there's something I've observed in committee I've been replaced by a Wiper member. And in that committee now, the total number, the Committee on Environment, have been replaced by Catherine. So the total number of committee, and from what I've been known through, because whoever was presenting us was Honorable Mbova, and he was making donations from other committees. Kindly, in the spirit of donations, my environmental committee was donated by PTP party. So make note on that, even as we debate, so that if PT party is still willing to make, because Wiper party, as majority leader said, had donated whatever they donated. But Madam Speaker, that seat for environment was donated by PTP. You can look into the composition and you're going to find the members of Wiper party are more, 7 in number. Yet the maximum they can get in a committee is 6.
Point of information.
So, Madam, I'm finishing, Madam.
Madam Speaker, just to clarify on his point.
Clarify that point.
Yes, thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Okay.
The said extra seat that we have in the Environment Committee was indeed donated to us by the PTP party, because there is a member of PTP party who sits in the selection committee, and it is in the minutes of the selection committee. Thank you, Madam Speaker. So the seat was actually donated by the PTP to Wiper. Thank you.
It has been clarified.
Thank you, majority, for that clarification. Yeah. So I'll not continue defending myself, but it's clear that it is in and out. I'm out in 4 committees. I'm in 1 committee. I don't know who has donated that to me so that I may make Mandileo Chap Chap. So Mandileo Chap Chap, if in your latitude you may find favor with me, you can give me. But let me say this as I end. We are setting a bad precedent as a house. We are going to differ, and politics, we must learn from the national politics. Month, Raila was not speaking with the sitting president. Today they are buddies. Today we are differing, and we are differing on issues. Tomorrow we may be buddies. As you make enemies and as you make friends, choose right. Today it's Boniface Maeke. Tomorrow it will be somebody else.
Thank you.
I'm not a prophet of doom, but it is going to happen very soon that more will be crying than me. Because this is yes, Madam Speaker, you had spoken.
I'm saying.
I don't want to go against you because now,
I'm just saying.
because it seems
thought
you are the only person who is
I'm
left
feeling
in
like you are
Masai.
finishing, then all of a sudden.
No. because you see, Madam Speaker, and remember, Madam Speaker, you are the mother of the house. The same standing orders give you power, and sometimes mercy supersedes justice. I promise this house I'm not going to cry again. I cried in public, and today I'm not going to cry to beg anyone to give me a committee.
Wind up.
I'm going to stand as a man, and I'm going to continue. If talking in public is making me to be removed from all the committee. Oh, but the standing order allowed me to...
Madam Speaker, point of order, please. Point of order.
It is in order. Yes, Madam Speaker. Yes.
Honestly, with all fairness, I think you are done.
No, we are not politicking here.
1 second.
2 seconds. 3 seconds, then I finish. Madam Speaker, because it is clear that I was not able to kowtow in some people's pohu, I want to say that I'm not going to kowtow, I'm not going to bow to anyone, I'm going to do my oversight role, and I'm going to be there. Madam Speaker, I'm going also to give you another, it's not here, but I know it is in your archives, the SRC directive. SRC directive, Madam Speaker, says that a member shall hand. So, Madam Speaker, as we make, because the goose for Boniface Maeke is cooked, from the smile I see on people's faces, it's already cooked that this report is going to pass and see the end of the day. Please, Madam Speaker, in your wisdom also know how I'm going to make my maximum money. Okay. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you, Honorable Member. Thank you very much. More contributions, Honorable DS? Then Honorable D.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'm Stephen Mwande, representing the great people of Kalakale Katini Ward. And Madam Speaker, I must thank the selection committee that I do sit in. You realize, Madam Speaker, these are just a procedural this is just procedural. And when somebody stands and says or denounces whatever was brought by that committee, it's just a committee like any other. And although I understand there are some members who are fond of trying to get sympathy, always this was procedural. It's all over in the world, wherever there, we use the standing orders that are in Machakos are the standing orders in other in the democracy world countries. So it's not only happening here. And some of the members who are now quoting the Bible are the members who had de-whipped almost all other members, including someone in this house when they were in leadership. Now they are pretending to be Christians. Yet it happened when they were in the office. So I don't think that holds any water. And Madam Speaker, I think some of the behaviors and things that we've been seeing with some honorable members around here, they didn't need even to have these committees because they've said loudly that they have other areas of oversighting. So if you can oversight outside the chambers, well and good, all outside the committees.
Restrict yourself to the debates.
So, Madam Speaker, what I'm saying is, just the way you talked, if it's politics, we can as well politicize and just the way you've done. So I cannot be bitter. Madam Speaker, I think these members have not been given an opportunity to respond to me. This is not a political rally, Mheshimiwa Ngunga.
Honorable Ngunga, you are out of order to talk when...
This is not a political rally, Mheshimiwa Ngunga, please.
Address the speaker. Don't address me direct, my brother.
You're holding the mic. This is not a political rally where we will...
I'm saying, Honorable Member, that you can't be talking while you're seated there exchanging words. I don't think that is right. Let's just respect this house.
Thank you. I think all along I've been mentioning Honorable Speaker, so I've always been addressing you, Madam Speaker. Unlike what the member is saying, he's just looking at me and thinks that I'm also looking at him. But that's why, and for sure, he just believes that I'm addressing him because of the deeds that he did some times back, but we are not at that level. As at now, we've been so generous to members, including donating some of the committees, and just exchanging or substituting a member from Committee 1 to Committee B doesn't mean that member will not have time or chance to execute the mandates one has. Thank you, Madam Speaker. I do support that report 100%, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Member. Honorable D.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. As you are aware, I came here because of the marginalized. And some of my members have been affected. But I want to say this. I want to support what the Select Committee has done. Personally, on my side, I've been moved for reasons better known to the committee, but I'm okay. I'm like a dig-dig. If you chase a dig-dig facing this way, it will find home there. If you chase it facing this way, it will find home. But, Madam Speaker, I don't want to quote any standing order. I want to be a voice of reason of this House. And that has been my undoing to some of us. Sometimes we might follow the law. Sometimes we might be in the right side of law, but there is natural justice. Madam Speaker, I know my party donated some seats to Honorable Mike, and in their wisdom, we have taken those seats. But I want to plead with the Majority Leader and the DS, use natural justice. We should not earn, some of us should not be in 7 committees, and we leave Mike with 1. In our wisdom, why party? Who in God's will produce the next president of this country. I want to plead with you